What's up, class? Welcome to my science class, outside of my science class, in my home lab. All right, today we're going to be testing the law of conservation. The law of conservation states that mass cannot be created or destroyed. We're going to do two parts of the lab. First part's going to use baking soda and vinegar. The second part is going to use Alka-Seltzer tablets, water, an Erlenmeyer flask, and a balloon. Here are some of the supplies that we are going to use today. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is put some eye protection on. Safety first. Alright, first I'm going to get my scale. I'm going to zero it out. Zero. I'm going to push that to the side. Next thing I'm going to do is measure out 20 milliliters of vinegar. I'm good like that because I'm a science teacher. Alright, next I'm going to put my vinegar into my 100 milliliter beaker. Next step, I'm going to grab my baking soda. I'm going to take a spoonful and dump it into my 50 milliliter beaker. Alright, next important step, I need to record my starting mass. That way at the end we can see our ending mass. I'm going to put both beakers on the scale, and it weighs 116 grams. Put that, 116 grams. Alright, next step, the fun part. We're going to take the baking soda and dump it into our vinegar. Then we're going to place our empty beaker back onto the scale. That way we're still accounting for the weight of the beaker. Alright, now I'm going to take a recording of our ending mass, which my scale here says that it is 115 grams. So make sure on this part that you calculate the change in grams from 116 to 115. Don't forget your units. Alright, now I gotta clean these and I'll be right back. And we are back. Got some clean beakers now. Alright, for this next part you're going to need both of these beakers and a plastic bag. First step, going to fill my graduated cylinder with 30 milliliters of vinegar. Another perfect pour. Next, I'm going to take my baggie. I'm going to add 1 spoonful of baking soda. Alright, at this point I'm going to take this beaker away. I'm going to use my smaller beaker. I'm going to pour my 30 milliliters of vinegar into my small 50 milliliter beaker. And now we're going to record the starting mass with the baggie, the baking soda, and the vinegar. Alright, our starting mass is 78 grams. 78 grams. Alright, next, I'm going to take my bag and I'm going to gently place my beaker inside of the baggie and seal this nice and tight. Now, without opening the bag, I'm going to pour the vinegar into the baking soda. Bag seems to be filling up with air. This liquid is also very cold. I'm going to record our ending mass. It is 78 grams. Alright, that is it for part 1. The first thing we did was an open system. We didn't have any kind of containment of the gas that was going to come out of the beaker once we mixed the vinegar and the baking soda together. The second portion was a closed system where we had the beaker and the baking soda and the vinegar encapsulated into a Ziploc bag, which was going to capture all of the gases coming out. Please use this information to answer the questions below, and I'll be right back for part 2. All right, welcome to part 2 of this lab. First thing we're going to need is our trusty scale. Since we've been moving around, I'm just going to recalibrate it, make sure it's zeroed out. It is right at 0 grams. Next thing we're going to need is our Erlenmeyer flask, and I'm going to fill this flask with 50 milliliters of water. Got my water, got my clean graduated cylinder, and I'm going to measure out 50 milliliters. Simply going to take my water from my graduated cylinder, pour it into my Erlenmeyer flask, and there's our 50 milliliters of water. All right, next we're gonna need one of our Alka-Seltzer tablets. We're going to place the Alka-Seltzer tablet and the Erlenmeyer flask on the scale to record a starting mass. Our starting mass is 154 grams. All right, now we're going to take our Alka-Seltzer tablet and drop it in, and we are going to swirl this for 3 minutes. All right, now as you can see, it is all incorporated into the water. We're going to take a final mass weighing, and it is 153 grams. So please take the starting mass, subtract it by the ending mass, and then you will have your difference in masses. All right, now I'm off to clean this guy one more time, just a couple more dishes. All right, on to the very last part of this lab. This is part 2 of the Law Conservation Mass Lab. We have our clean Erlenmeyer flask. We're going to fill this guy with 50 milliliters of water. I'm going to do that. Take my graduated cylinder and my water. I'm going to measure out 50 milliliters of water. Another perfect pour. Simply going to take my water from my graduated cylinder, pour it into my Erlenmeyer flask. All right, next part of this lab, I'm going to need a balloon and an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Here I have my balloon and my Alka-Seltzer tablet. Now this is the tricky part. I've got to get this guy inside of this guy without breaking my balloon. So here it goes. Alright, my Alka-Seltzer tablet is now in my balloon. I am now going to take my balloon and place it around the top of my Erlenmeyer flask, like so. And I'm going to record my starting mass. Starting mass is 158 grams. Next, I'm going to lift the balloon to drop the Alka-Seltzer tablet inside, which might need a little help getting to. Again, trying not to break my balloon. All right, now just like the first part, I'm gonna swirl this for 3 minutes, and we should see what happens. All right, that's 3 minutes. Now we're going to take our ending mass, which is exactly 158 grams. This liquid got nice and cool, and as you can see, the balloon trapped some gases. All right guys, that wraps up this demonstration of the Law of Conservation of Mass. Hope you learned some things, hope you saw some cool things. If you would please answer the questions below, and I will see you guys next time. This is Mr. Blucher, signing out.